Okay, first I need you to state your name and where you live.
Tony and Estell Manor, New Jersey.
And Tony, what did Dry Guys do for you?
Well, several things. They gave me the CleanSpace crawl space system. They also put the runoffs for my downspouts out in my yard. And then most recently, I had the Turtl Entrance for the crawl space put in. I'm very happy with that.
And how did you come to find Dry Guys?
Actually, I was just going through on the internet looking for people who maybe cleaned up crawl space, because after my house was constructed, the crawl was just left a sandy finish with like 6mm poly down across it, but it wasn't secured in any way. And when I went down there a few times, I mean, there were vents that were open and there was pretty decent airflow, but when I went down there a few times, it kind of smelled a little musty to me, and I noticed that the insulation was starting to almost form like little insulation stalactites from the ceiling. And so I decided I needed to do something. I also saw, I believe a while back, an article in New Jersey Magazine.
Yes, that was a...
That might have been, actually that might have been the first
Magazine.
time. I was searching on the internet, but I think that's where I actually stumbled upon it. It was just a publication that came out in New Jersey Magazine.
Did you have other estimates?
I did, but I didn't like what I was getting for my money. It didn't seem to me like they were cures. In fact, it went all the way from people telling me, well, we just have to put a couple more vents in, open a few more areas up. It just seemed to me like that way of doing things didn't make sense. This made absolute sense. It is part of the home, and it should be encapsulated and treated as so, just like you would with the rest of your home. It made the house, the relative humidity in the house came down. I mean, it worked out well. No smells, no must, nothing after it was installed.
And what was your experience with the crew?
Very clean, very quick, courteous. One break for lunch, and I mean, they were in and out of there within one day.
Great.
Doing the whole the clean space.
Did they answer any questions you had?
They had a team, like a foreman, and he was answering all my questions. And anything I had concerns about, they addressed right on the spot.
Great.
Because I was there for the job, for the entire install.
And your system designer was Ian, correct?
Yes.
He came out. What was your experience with him?
Very professional, very courteous. He was very knowledgeable. Filled me on pretty much every question I had. He filled me on everything I needed to know.
And Gene, our service guy, came out to see you also. What was your experience with him?
Very good. He's funny. He's the kind of guy who doesn't leave any stone unturned. Covered his bases and answered any questions I had. He was great.
Great. And with our office staff, how was your experience with them?
Always professional.
Great. That's good news to hear. Okay, is there anything that you'd like to say about Dry Guys before we end?
Just that I recommend them highly. I've been using the CleanSpace now for 6 years, and it's worked beautifully. Just change the filters regularly, and you're fine. You're good to go.
The filters on the Sanidry?
Yes.
And
yes.
with the Sanidry, what was your experience with that?
It definitely helps to keep the area like as dry as can be. I mean, they tell me I can store things down there, and I'm sure I can because it's probably the cleanest, driest place in the house. Probably should say that, but I am actually thinking of starting to store some things in Tupperware down there, some stuff that I don't use very often because it is an extra space now, and it's absolutely clean.
Most people that choose the Turtl are the ones that have already something set up like this, but they don't want it like to look like an intrusion.
I had built a stone, sort of almost looked like a semicircular buttress around it that was deeper in the center, like a well that you climb down into, and I had to put a pump in there and everything.
Do you like that it locks?
Yeah. And the other one was just a hassle to take off the door that I had before because I had the dry space door, but I actually used the lock to hold the lid open. And I forget how I put this in before. Just set it like that. There we go. Yeah.
Looks good down there.
I've had some pretty bad rainstorms. Definitely keeps the water out, that's for sure.
Well, that's good news. Let me get the
name.